Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a first impression on the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. I've been waiting the longest amount of time to try this product out, as I have seen so many people doing reviews on it. I picked it up in the lightest shade that they had, which was 105. I'm not sure if that is the lightest shade that they have in the range. I also picked it up in 220 for when I am tan, so I'm kind of hoping that it is a really good foundation, because obviously I bought two, but luckily they were on like a buy one get one free offer, I think. Basically, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Louise. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Basically, when I do a first impression video, I apply it early in the morning and apply either foundation or primer or whatever I am testing out. I'll apply it early in the morning and then I will do my makeup, come back, tell you how the product has lasted on my skin, how all the makeup products applied onto that makeup as well, and I will also do updates throughout the day to see how well this foundation is wearing. I must apologise for my background. At the moment we have just moved and I am now in my filming area, but I haven't set anything up. There's a lot of boxes everywhere because we haven't unpacked everything yet, so please excuse that my background at the moment is not how I want it in the end. But yeah, so I think I'm just going to get started. So again, if you're new to my channel, what I do is I go in with a primer on half of my face. What I'm going to do, I will take it on my Skin Perfection L'Oreal Magic Touch Instant Blur Primer, and this is the primer that I pretty much use for every first impression, pretty sure. I applied quite a bit to my forehead, so I'm just going to take that. But yeah, so I prime half my face to see if the primer actually affects the wear or if it makes it easier to apply, stuff like that. I'm just applying this primer as I do have larger pores on my skin area, and I do like something that will fill those in a little bit. So I've applied it to half my face, and all I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the metal off. Actually, I'm going to shake it first, just to make sure that all of the product is mixed together and hasn't separated or anything like that. I'm just going to take off, I think I might just squeeze it onto my face, right? Well, it feels quite liquidy. It's very liquidy, which I was kind of expecting it to be more thick. A lot of matte products are more, if you think like Estee Lauder Double Wear, that sort of style. I don't really have many clean brushes or anything. I'm going to go in with an angled Kabuki F.84 brush from Sigma. I'm just going to use pressing motions and just press this into my skin. So this is the non-primed side. Going in quite nicely. It's not the fullest of coverage, but I can really see. It's covered the redness here compared to the other side. Let's do it on the prime side. It also applied nicely on the non-prime side. It blended in well. Again, it applied nicely. It looks a little bit more fuller coverage on the prime side, if that's actually able to do that. But I'm just using pressing motions. You don't want to swipe the product away, otherwise you're just taking that coverage away. If you press the product into the skin, it's going to blend it in nicely. It's not going to take any of that coverage away and you're not moving the product around your face. So that was sort of one thin coat, and it has given my skin a really nice sort of natural look to it. I'm just going to squeeze some onto the back of my hand. It's kind of got like a gel, liquid gel texture. I'm just going to go in with my brush and build it up. Definitely more yellow toned. I think if anything it blends out quicker on the non-prime side. You don't have to work the product as much. As far as I can tell, it is applying nicely onto both sides of my face. Okay, so it's got a really sort of natural look to it, I find. It just kind of looks like on my natural skin. It's just evened out some redness. I'm just going to go over with a beauty blender, just make sure there's no unblended areas or any marks, lines as such from the brush bristles. Which didn't look like there was, but just going over just to make sure. And this again will press the product into the skin. So I'm just going to have a look at my mirror. It looks really nice on the skin. Oh, and it sets on your skin as well. You can't tell that you're wearing it. It doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't feel cakey, and it just looks like normal skin. It may have clung a little bit here in this area right here, which was the primer side. I wouldn't say it's really accentuated my pores, but I can still sort of see some of them, which I'm kind of expecting because I do have very large pores. But I'm quite happy with how it looks, and it was definitely buildable. I'm just going to take a bit more and see if I can build it up even further, like, because obviously it is such a natural finish. Just want to see if I can build it up. Hopefully I haven't ruined it. From what I can tell, it's building up nicely. Like, I can't feel it dragging on the skin. I can't see that it's not blending or anything. I also can't see that it's lifted any of the already placed product away. But I will look in a little bit more detail after I've finished. I'll just look in my mirror, bring my mirror a lot closer. But so far it's applying really nicely with this brush. I'm not really sure how many layers that was. I think it was sort of 3 thin layers, but it's built up really nicely. It looks very natural still on my skin. Like I said, it's just evened out any pigmentation or discoloration that I have on my skin. And it's applied on the skin really nicely. I don't even really need to go in with a beauty blender. I'm just going in to see if it will sink into my pores, which I must admit I can't really see. I've seen some which really emphasise your pores, but I can't tell that this does. So I'm really happy with how it is applying so far. So my initial thoughts are, I'm pretty sure that the packaging is different in the UK than it is in the US. So mine's in a squeezy tube, kind of like the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation. Quite easy to work with, you just squeeze it out. You don't waste a lot of product, which is nice with like bottles, glass bottles, which don't have a pump. So you don't waste a lot of product. Like the product that I put on the back of my hand, I've used it and it's laid up really nicely. I'm actually really happy with how it is looking at the moment. It also it is a fairly good fair shade. I mean, if you are the whitest of people, it's probably not going to be the best. I know there are like Alabaster do a complete white foundation, so if you are extremely pale, maybe just add like a hint of that white into there and just pale it down a little bit more. But I am really happy with how it's looking. I would definitely say it is more yellow in tone, so if you have got more yellow undertones, then it will work good for you. But now I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and I will see how the other products work, and if I feel like my skin looks too yellow still, I can use different products, and I'll see like how the products layer on top of this foundation. But at the moment I am really happy with how it's looking, so I will go away and do the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and I will check back in with you, just give you an update of how the product's applied and if I feel like it's oxidized at all, and then I will go away and come back. But before I do that, I'm just going to do a flash test quickly to see if there are any flashback on this foundation. Okay, so from what I can tell, there is no flashback. I don't think that this has got SPF in it. I'll have a quick look though. I can't see it. It just says on the back that it's the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Liquid Foundation for normal to oily skin. Mattifies and refines pores with blurring micro powders for poreless looking skin. Matches skin tone and texture, natural seamless finish. And mine is in the shade Natural Ivory 105. So that is the description they give of the foundation. I can't see where it says that it has SPF, and I couldn't see any flashback either from the photos that I'd taken, but I will include them in the video so you can say for yourself. I also forgot to tell you that it has gone past 20 past 10, so I will check in after I've done the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I've now come back after I've applied my makeup. It is now just gone past 11:30, or it is 11:30 even. So it has just gone past an hour since I first applied the makeup. The foundation is looking flawless as I had applied it. It hasn't gone shiny, there isn't any discoloration, it hasn't oxidized, anything like that. Products applied really nicely over it as well. I applied concealer, powders, different things like that. To set the foundation, I used the Bobbi Brown Mineral Makeup powder, which is a foundation. Just gives a little bit more coverage because I wanted quite flawless skin today. I also use the Secret Brightening powder from Mercier underneath my eyes, but I haven't applied a setting spray because I want to see how well this makeup lasts, and they are powders that I use very regularly. But yeah, I hope you like this makeup look. This makeup look will be coming to you very soon. If not, it will be already uploaded. I'll link it in the description box if it's already uploaded. But yeah, it worked really nicely. I really liked how everything applied over the foundation. It hasn't removed my foundation in any places that I can see. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it's looking at the moment. But what I'll do is I'll go away for a few hours and then I will come back and give you a little update again. So I'm now back. It is now coming up to 4 o'clock, if you can just see that. So this foundation has been on for a good 5.5 hours, I'd like to say. It has got a little bit shiny, as you can probably tell, but overall I'm pretty pleased. Like 5.5 hours, I would be like complete sweat off all makeup, whereas everything is still intact really well. So I haven't touched my skin at all since I came back and did an update after I'd applied all my makeup. So all I'm doing is taking a tissue, this is just a facial tissue, I'm just pressing it on the skin. So the pigments do transfer when you blot. So I'm just going over, soaking up the oil, but I would just say that it does transfer. Okay, so now that I have blotted all of the oils away, I'm just going to have a quick close-up look. Has sort of removed a little bit around my nose, but I have been blowing my nose a bit because of all allergy season is now here, so I've been blowing my nose a bit. Although I was getting transfer from the oils with blotting, I wouldn't say that it's really taken any makeup away apart from on my chin. On my chin it seems to have removed the makeup, but that could be because I've eaten and like I always get lipstick down here and it always ends up getting rubbed off. But yeah, everything still looks really nice. Like my contour's still on, and that's been on for a good 4 hours now, and that's still as I applied it. The blush the same, the highlighter, everything seems to be staying on really well, and all I needed to do was just blot my skin. I will just say that my cheek, my chin even, and my nose area is where it has rubbed away, but apart from that it is looking really nice. Yes, it did get a little bit oily, but I'm always kind of really thinking that products will, if that makes sense. I always do have like the thought in my mind that no product is ever going to be great for oily skin. But I am really happy with how it is holding up, and like I said, it's got like really long lasting power. It is really holding on my contour and my brows that look amazing still. Well, if I do say so myself. But yeah, so I would just say that it's worn off a little bit on my nostrils and just on my chin area, but apart from that I wouldn't say it's oxidized. I don't look any tanner, I don't look any darker than what I did when I applied it, and yeah, I really like the look of it. It might be breaking up a little bit around my moustache area, and it might have worn off a little bit of my moustache area because it's been really hot here and I always tend to sweat on my top lip, which is just awesome. But apart from that, it's got a little bit patchy around my nose, so I was saying around those pore areas, but my pores actually look fairly small compared to what they can sometimes look like. So how I'm going to leave my skin is just like this. All I did was blot the oil off. I haven't applied any more powder or any more product or anything, and I'm going to leave it for a little bit longer. So like I said, it's now coming up to 4 o'clock, so I will come back again in a few hours time just to let you know how this makeup is wearing. It'll probably be some point this evening. I'm not sure if we're going food shopping or not, but it'll be at some point later on this evening. So I will talk to you all in a few more hours. Okay, so I'm now back for my final update. It is just gone 9:30. So my makeup has been on for 11 hours now, or the foundation has been on for 11 hours now. And as you can see, it's obviously got oily again. I wouldn't say it's any more oily than it was when I checked back earlier at around 4:30, I think it was. I would just say that that same oil has sort of risen to the surface again. It has worn off on my nose area here and here because I have been wearing my glasses. Everywhere else, although it looks oily, I wouldn't say it's worn off anymore. Like it was earlier, it was worn off on my chin and on my nose from blowing nose and eating, I think. But all I'm going to do is go in with this like tissue again and just blot off the oil so I can see a bit better. So again, I'm just using a facial tissue, and again there is transfer of colour onto the tissue, but I expect that. Okay, so now that I have blotted my skin, like I said, it's just worn away in this area here. For the rest of my face, it still looks pretty good and intact. Like my bronzer is still there, my highlighter is still there. That is highlighter, not oil. But yeah, I am actually really impressed with how well this product has lasted. And if I just blot my skin throughout the day and apply powder, because I didn't apply any powder earlier, then I'm sure it would last a lot longer as well. I don't tend to wear my makeup for 11 hours straight, so it is a very good test of the amount of time that I have worn it for. But I'm really happy and really impressed with this coverage and just the fact of how well it has lasted on my oily skin. I will say I was taking photos and I will include them in this video somewhere here, but it looks like I have flawless skin in the photos where I've taken a picture with all my makeup done. I haven't had to use a filter to blur my pores. I haven't had to use anything to change any appearance on my face whatsoever, and I feel like it creates a really flawless look to the skin. I am really happy with it. I think it was just under £10 from my local Superdrug, so it is obviously a more dearer drugstore foundations, but you don't really get them for much cheaper than that these days anyway. But I am really happy with the wear of it. Like I say, I do have oily skin, so I am used to getting a lot more oil than that, and I'm used to it wearing completely off my skin, whereas that is amazing because I can just blot it and it will just get rid of the oil, but it will keep on my foundation and coverage, which I really love. So that is my final impression on the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch it, and I will talk to you all very, very soon.